Archaeologists have unearthed the site of Genghis Khan's palace and believe the long-sought grave of the 13th century Mongolian warrior is somewhere nearby. A Japanese and Mongolian research team found the complex on a grassy steppe 150 miles east of the Mongolian capital of Ulan Bator. When they began surveying the site in 2001, they noticed that geographical features in the area were similar to landscape depicted in a travel book written by medieval Chinese Taoism leader. In 2004, research team uncovered what they believe was Genghis Khan's palace. Now they believe they may have found the remains of a fortress surrounded by a soil wall measuring 200 meters by 200 meters. Genghis Khan, circa 1162 to 1227, united warring tribes to become a leader of the Mongols in 1206. After his death, his descendants expanded his empire until it stretched from China to Hungary. Genghis Khan died in 1222 while fighting in the region of Xizia. His burial site in the Mongolian plateau was kept secret and remains unknown to this day. It's believed Genghis Khan built the palace in the simple shape of a square tent attached to wooden columns on the site around 1200. The researchers found porcelain buried among the ruins dated to the warrior's era, helping to identify the grounds. Description of the scenery around the palace by messenger from China's southern Tang dynasty in 1232 also matched the area Cato added. On the site, the team has unearthed wood chips, ceramic pieces, and animal bones. Carbon dating performed last summer determined the wood pieces were from 12th to 13th century, while the bones were estimated to date from the 14th century. The archaeologists believe the items were likely from a castle used as a military base when Genghis Khan was leading an invasion of Central Asian countries. The fortress is said to have been commissioned by a close aide of Genghis Khan in 1212. The research team said they hope the discovery will be useful in learning about the Mongol Empire's western expansion strategy. We hope the discovery will be useful in ascertaining the history of the Mongolian plateau between the 13th and 14th century, team leader said. Genghis Khan's tomb is believed to be nearby because the ancient texts say court officials commuted daily from the mausoleum, later built on the grounds, to the burial site to conduct rituals for the dead. Cato said his group is not aiming specifically to find the grave. Still, he said finding it would help uncover the secrets of Genghis Khan's power. Genghis Khan conquered Eurasia and built a massive empire. There had to have been a great deal of interaction between East and West at the time, in terms of culture and the exchange of goods. If we find what items were buried with him, we could write a new page in world history. Genghis Khan's gravesite is one of archaeology's enduring mysteries. According to legend, in order to keep it secret, his huge burial party killed anyone who saw them en route to it. Then, servants and soldiers who attended the funeral were also massacred. Cato said an ancient Chinese text says a baby camel was buried at the grave in front of her mother so that the parent could lead Khan's family to the tomb when needed. Archaeologists have been forced to abandon their searches for Khan's grave in the past however, due to protests that the excavation would disturb the site. American-financed expedition to find the tomb stopped work in 2002 after being accused by prominent Mongolian politician of desecrating traditional ruler graves. In 1993, Japanese archaeologists terminated search for the tomb after a poll in Ulan Bator found the project unpopular, since according to Mongolian tradition, violating ancestral tombs destroys the soul that serves protector. However, since 2008, the Valley of the Khans project has been using cutting-edge technology to search for Khan's final resting place. The project has enlisted thousands of citizen scientists to comb through high-resolution satellite images of the region, looking for possible clues, giving amateurs with a home computer and internet connection a rare chance to help solve one of history's most enduring riddles. If researchers do find the tomb, they would likely discover the grave of Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, who spread the Mongol Empire to Southeast Asia and became the first emperor of China's Yuan dynasty. According to ancient Czechs, 13 or 14 Khan warriors, including Genghis and Kublai, are buried in the same place. Cato said if the team discovered the tombs, he would step aside and leave the matter of how to proceed up to his Mongolian colleagues. However, in 2016, construction workers employed in a road building near the Ulan River in Khenti province of Mongolia have discovered a mass grave containing the remains of many dozens of human corpses lying upon a large rudimentary stone structure. Forensic experts and archaeologists were called on the site, which was revealed to be a Mongolian royal tomb of the 13th century, which scientists believe may be Genghis Khan's. A team of scientists affiliated with the University of Beijing has concluded the numerous skeletons buried on top of the structure were most likely slaves who built it and who were then massacred to keep the secret of the location. The remains of 12 horses were also found on the site, certainly sacrificed to accompany the great Khan in death. A total of 68 skeletons were found buried together, almost directly over the top of a rather crude stone structure. The contents of the tomb was scattered and badly deteriorated, presumably due to the fact the site was located beneath the riverbed for hundreds of years, until the course of the Ulan River changed in the 18th century. The remains of a tall male and 16 female skeletons were identified among hundreds of gold and silver artifacts and thousands of coins. The women are presumed to have been wives and concubines of the leader, who were killed to accompany the warlord in the afterlife. The amount of treasure and number of sacrificed animals and people have immediately led archaeologists to consider the site was certainly the burial site of a really powerful Mongol warlord. After realizing an extensive set of tests and analysis, they were able to confirm that the body belonged to a man aged between 60 and 75 who died between 1215 and 1235 AD. Both the age, the date, the location, and opulence of the site seem to confirm that the tomb does indeed belong to Genghis Khan. A simple rock dome discovered by the archaeologists was presumably buried beneath the Ulan River for centuries. The incontestable historical importance of Genghis Khan makes this new discovery one of the most important in the history of archaeology. Born Temujin, which means of iron, he was the founder and the great Khan, or emperor, of the Mongol Empire, which became the largest contiguous empire in history after his demise. He is known for uniting the warring tribes of Mongolia and merging them into one, before launching a series of military campaigns in China, Central Asia, the Middle East, and even Eastern Europe. He conquered more than 31 million square miles of land during his lifetime. His legacy has taken many forms besides conquest and can still be found today, making him one of the most influential men in the history of mankind. He connected the East and the West through the creation of the Silk Route, a trade route that would become and remain for centuries the main network of trade and cultural transmission in Eurasia, opening long-distance political and economic interactions between civilizations. Genghis Khan has also an incredible number of descendants. Some genetic studies have shown that he could be the direct ancestor of one human of every 200 alive today. In Mongolia alone, as many as 200,000 of the country's 2 million people could be Genghis Khan descendants.
And I feel like New York City. Get me to the farm. Get me to the farm. Get me to the farm.